Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today we're going to take our Get a Number guessing game one step further, and we're going to add some nice little visual elements and make it just an all-around better experience for your users. So first thing, this space right here is all sort of funky. We got a big space here, we have big space below this. We want this button to take up a lot of space because we want people to be able to click it. So let's check out our button in our XML. And right here, you can see already we have a large margin of top of 68 device pixels. I'm going to make that 20. And right here where it says layout height, instead of wrap content, we're going to say fill parent. And what this is going to do, it's going to fill all the space it has available. So from where it is and down. Notice that it's not taking up anybody else's space. It's not filling the entire window here. In fact, if we were to edit this, let's say the edit text, and we were to give this a height of fill parent, watch what happens here. When we give this an edit text to fill parent, because it's above that button, it's going to fill all of the space it has left. So we don't want that. We'll leave it here like this. Great, so now we have this button's a lot larger, perfect. Another thing that was a problem was this text was unusually, it was like small and dark. It wasn't easy to read on the purple. So we're going to take our text that is text size 26 SP and then FFF, we're going to have our white text, and we're going to put that on our edit text, and just to make that style in a little bit more, and it's going to be a little bit more similar to what we already had. Cool, so that's going to be looking quite a bit better. And now let's go to our main activity, and let's make this a little bit better. If you remember, I wrote quest again instead of guess again. It's a easy typo. And we had one issue where when we ran the program, you could just keep guessing the same number and over again until you got it right. So before it runs again, but after it does everything, we want to set our user guess text box to equal to a blank string. So we're going to say user guess dot set text, just like we're setting the text of any of these other text views, and we're just going to set this to a blank screen, and that's going to clear it out essentially. So we now have this user guessed being reset. So let's see that in action. I'm going to run our app just so we can make sure that it's all working. So it's asking me for a number. I'm going to guess a number. I'm going to guess 2. And let's hit press me. Not quite guess again. So now it's making me actually guess again. I can't just keep guessing 2, so maybe I'll guess 1. And let's see how this works. Not quite guess again. I got 3 again. Cool. So that's just a little feature if you want to make your users guess every single time. Sure, it may be a little bit annoying. You have to come in here. It's a much nicer interaction than, on your phone actually. So what happens if there's nothing in here? What happens if you guess and nothing happens? Well, let's check this out. So let's press me, and our app stopped. Well, it's because there's no value, and it's checking. It's trying to see if that value is equal to another one or not. So what's one way we can get around this? Well, instead of setting our number to, or setting this to a blank string, we can set this to 0. And since we're only going to be having numbers 1 through 5, that's going to be great because it's never going to come up with 0. And we want to actually have our main XML, we want to have this default text just be 0. So the edit text, we can just say in here, Android text equals, and then we'll just throw 0 in here. So now this is going to be 0 by default. It's going to say you should really have the 0 in a string resource. I mean, sure, for this particular example, it doesn't really matter. But now let's boot this up, and let's make sure that it doesn't crash when we press the go button, because we want to have a user experience when it doesn't crash. Sure, somebody should be entering a number, but if they don't, we don't want it to, blow up. So now it's going to keep going, and not crash. However, it's telling them that they guessed. This is not quite guess again, but they never guessed. So really what you want to do is wrap this all in another if statement. So what we want to do is adjust our if statement here. We want to say, first we want to say if user number is less than 1, or user number is greater than 5, then we want to have them do something. So we're going to put the curly brackets here, and I'm going to bump this if back onto the last line here, and this is going to now say else if. So first it's going to check to see if the user number is less than 1, as in 0 and lower, or if the user number is greater than 5. And then if it is one of those two cases, we're going to change the set text, and we're going to say, please guess a number, or please guess 1 through 5. Let's keep it short and concise, follow it up with a semicolon. And now our if statement is checking to make sure that their input is valid first, that it's something that we can use. And if it isn't, it's letting them know they need to guess 1 through 5 so they know what's wrong, gives them some feedback. And then in the case that their input is valid, it's going to check to make sure that the number is equal to rando. If it is, it's going to let them know that they got it right, and if it's wrong, it's going to know that they got it wrong. So let's run this app and let's see this in all of its glory, our number guessing app. So let's guess a number, and we're going to guess 5. Well, let's guess 8. Please guess a number 1 through 5. Please guess a number 1 through 5. Okay. Now let's guess a number 4. You got it right. Perfect. That was cool that I got it right. And it seems like I got pretty good luck with this game, although it is just 1 through 5. So awesome. We now have a number guessing game. It works. It does everything it lets the user know. And most importantly, it's not going to crash if they goof up for some reason. So, as always, feel free to leave a comment in the video. Like I said, we just do this part-time, so I really appreciate people helping out in the comments. If you know how to fix somebody's solution, if you don't, no big deal. I always try to read the comments when I have time and try to answer the ones that I can answer, but a lot of times it's just really hard to get to every question. We want to keep making videos. We want to put our emphasis and time in making videos, and we'll answer questions when we can, but really thank you to anybody who stepped up and answered questions for people. As always, this is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and thanks for watching. Bye.